Okay, now it's time to add some details for this section. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this gradient linear over here and change the blending mode to linear dodge and bring up the opacity. And now let's bring it up here, give it a 90-degree rotation, and let's go to the mask and see what's happened here. Okay. And I can decrease the opacity to 70. That's it. Okay. Okay, now I can add a filter like blur and set it in a lower amount like 0.15. So in this way we can have these smooth edges. Okay, let's go to the material mode. Yeah, everything is okay. Maybe I can move this side a little higher, like this one. And let's add some details for this part. I'm going to add a fill layer, put it on linear dodge. And in the library, I have alpha 10. So let's change the UV wrap to none. And after that, set the position for this detail. As you can see, we can have this kind of effect and detail in here. Okay, that's it. And let's duplicate this one. Maybe other blending mode can give us a better result. Let's check all of them. No, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's a screen. Yeah, it's good. But I think subtract for this detail, it's work. Or we can just use the linear dodge. That's it. Let's move this detail to here. Okay. That's it. And let's use another detail for the center part. I'm going to use this one, alpha 11, and make this 10 and press the lock to avoid any negative amount in the tiling section. Okay. I'm going to use 6, 7 with the rotation 180. You should be aware about the negative amount in the tiling because it's going to invert your normal at the end and it cause some problem. So this is good. Yeah, this is very good. And let's fix this part to 10, 8, and 180. And for this one, 10, 8, and in the rotation, 180 again. So everything is done. You don't have any special problem here. Okay. So, okay, now let's go back to the sketch. I'm going to create this part for here. Let's add another mask holder number 2, and let's add a black mask. And here I'm going to add a fill layer. Now I want to have this kind of effect here, like this. Okay, so I need to use gradient. So let's load a gradient linear number 1 and change the wrap mode to none and change the position and scale. That's it. Okay. But I need to subtract this side from that. Let's add a fill layer. I'm going to use alpha number 8. You can do it with any other technique, but right now I think my method is working perfectly, as you can see. Yeah. And let's duplicate this one. Unlock this lock icon and give a negative value for this one. And yeah, we have the mirror side. We can use the filter like a mirror, but it's okay for me to do this. I'm going to show you everything, every possibility, and you can decide what you can do in the project that you want to work. So this is the result. Maybe a little longer. Okay, that's it. And let's decrease the amount of the opacity of linear number 1 to something like 30. Yeah, it's okay for me for now. And I can add an anchor point. I'm going to load this one here before the blur. And what is the name? Mask holder number 2. That's it, mask holder number 2. Oh, where is the anchor point? So let's load it again. And as you can see, whenever we have a fill layer and the blending mode is on normal, we cannot see the other layers below that. So we need to change it to linear dodge like this, and we can see it right now. So it's okay. So let's clean up the mask. I'm going to add a paint layer, change the blending mode to subtract, and with using UV chunk in here and invert the selection. I'm going to select what section that I need to show. Okay, so it's not in the center. We need to fix that. Okay. It's in the center or not. We can do something like this one. Okay, I'm going to create a paint layer and just make a straight line in the symmetry line. So after that, I can go to the mask and press F to avoid any rotation. And now I can change the position to achieve the best look. So yeah, it's okay for now. And let's add another detail for this part. And after that, we are going to make the negative details. Okay, now I'm going to create another layer and call it detail 2 plus. This is the second layer of pushing out detail. And I just need to have height. So for this one, we have 0.5, and in here I'm going to add 0.4. Just add the black mask. Okay, let's add a fill layer. And I'm going to add a ring effect around this part. So let's see what we have here. Alpha number 4 is okay. And let's change the UV wrap to none. Change the position and scale. This is our target. Okay. And let's bring it down like this. And I'm going to change the opacity to something like 25. Yeah. So it's okay to have a little bigger. And I'm going to duplicate this one and make it bigger, as you can see. Okay. Maybe smaller. And now I want to subtract from the outer ring. So let's duplicate from this fill layer. And let's go back to the all libraries. And in the alpha, I'm going to search circle. Okay, and for the circle, maybe a split rounded is a good option for me. And let's change the blending mode to subtract. And now you can see what happened here. So we can control the space between each split part. Okay, that's very good. And we can control the size. Yeah. So this is the first detail that I want to create in detail 2 plus. And now I want to add another layer in here. So let's add a fill layer. And I'm going to use the alpha from project library. So let's change it and bring it down in here. And as you can see, we have this extra detail. So let's add a blur filter with 0.15 amount. Everything is okay. Yeah. I think this is enough for plus detail, I mean push out detail. And let's go and create some details for push in detail or negative detail. Okay, let's add the detail negative. And I'm going to set the exactly opposite of detail plus amount in height. And I'm going to keep the negative detail below the positive. So let's add the black mask. And now I'm going to add this effect here, add a fill layer, and change the blending mode to linear dodge. So I think this one is okay. And let's change the UV wrap to none and fix the position for our purpose, like this. Okay. And hide the sketch. So this is the detail that I want, but maybe change the opacity to something like 30 or 50. It's a good way to control this detail, but I don't want to have this kind of changing in the form. So this is the mask holder number 2. Now I can come here and load the anchor point mask holder number 2 and change the blending mode to subtract. Okay. And play with the level. And that's it. So this one, it's like this. Yeah, you're ready to go. So for this section, I think it's enough, and we should focus on this part. I'm going to add a paint layer, go to the path, and let's stop track detail to here, change the blending mode to linear dodge, and see what we have here. Okay, what is wrong? So, okay, I think I'm in the wrong side. Yeah, this is the side outside of the UV tile in here. And whenever I paint here, it's nothing happen because this UV is not calculate inside the texturing process. So let's add another paint layer. Okay, and now I can add my detail from here to here. That's it. It's a straight line. Okay, and we can make the opacity to something like 20. Let's change the blending mode to linear dodge. And let's create other lines. Okay. That's it. Okay, we can follow the sketch line. Like this. Okay, and add another one. Okay, so let's change the position. This one. And that's it. It's okay. It's okay for this section. I'm going to add emissive in here, so this section is not visible. And let's add other details in here. So let's add a fill layer, and I'm going to use this alpha in uncommon way. So let's change the UV wrap to none. Okay. And I'm going to rotate, change the shape, and fix this line here to create detail, as you can see. Yeah, like this. So let's change the blending mode to linear dodge and change the opacity to something like 50. Okay, that's it. And I'm going to add another fill layer and use alpha number 9. And let's fix the position. I'm going to use this lock icon. And yeah, let's bring up the size. Okay. Boom. Yeah, that's it. So let's decrease the amount of the opacity. Yeah, everything is fine. The detail is fine. And we are happy in here. So this is a mask for negative number 1. And now I'm going to create detail to negative. I just need to have height and add a black mask. Okay, and in here, maybe the value of 0.5, but negative is good. And let's add a fill layer. And after that, a filter like mirror. That's it. So I'm going to fix the mirror to this part. Okay, so I think it's good. In the fill layer, I'm going to use alpha number 6. And let's change the blending mode to linear dodge. Change the UV wrap to none. Okay, now I can fix the position like this. Okay. This one. Let's duplicate here, as you can see. But maybe we can change the layer order here, because we just want to have mirror effect on this side and this side, and this can be on its own. So let's create a smaller one, and I'm going to turn off the display debug here. So it's okay for me, but the amount of the opacity is too much. Maybe 20 is good. And now for this, what is the number of tiling here? It's 35, and I'm going to add 35 here. So let's change the position. And yeah, maybe a little bit rotation, and change the opacity to 20. So this is what we have right now. Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, let's go back in our sketch, and we achieve what we want. And for the final step, we are going to add a paint layer and call it height handle. Change the blending mode to pass, apply to all channels, and add an anchor point. And now let's add AO plus in here, and just keep the AO channel and make it 0 value. Add a black mask, add a generator, and in here I'm going to use ambient occlusion, macro details, and in here I'm going to load height handle. So you need to change the reference channel to height, and boom, everything is okay. We need to invert, and now we can control the effect with this slider. So as you can see, this is without AO, and this is with AO, and everything is perfect right now. Yeah. So we can continue our way in the next video and start our material creation.